the shepherd and the one lost sheep. A warm golden light spread across the Judean hills as the sun began to set. Jesus stood among the olive trees, gazing over the flock of sheep grazing peacefully on the hillside. He knew each one by name, their woolly coats familiar as the faces of dear friends. As he counted them, his heart suddenly tightened. One was missing. Without hesitation, Jesus turned toward the rugged mountains beyond the pasture. The 99 were safe, but one was alone, lost, afraid, and vulnerable to the dangers of the night. He could not bear the thought of leaving it behind. With steady steps, he began the search. The wind howled through the valleys, rustling the dry grass beneath his feet. His sandals scraped against the rocky ground as he called out in a voice both strong and tender, "Little one, where are you?" The stars blinked awake in the darkening sky as he pressed on. He climbed over jagged rocks and waded through thorny thickets that tore at his robes. He knew the dangers. Wolves lurked in the shadows, and deep ravines threatened to swallow the lost. But his love was greater than the risk. Then, in the distance, he heard it. A faint bleating. His heart surged with hope. He quickened his pace, following the sound. There, caught in the brambles on the edge of a steep ravine, was the lost sheep. Its small body trembled, its eyes wide with fear. With gentle hands, Jesus knelt beside it, untangling its wool from the thorns. His fingers bled from the sharp thistles, but he did not flinch. Lifting the sheep onto his shoulders, he whispered, "You are safe now. You are mine." The journey back was long, but joy filled his heart. As he approached the pasture, he called out to the others, his voice ringing with triumph, "Rejoice with me! I have found the one that was lost." The 99 bleated in welcome as Jesus set the sheep down among them. The stars above shone brighter, as if heaven itself rejoiced. With love and patience, Jesus had searched for the lost one, and with unwavering joy, he had brought it home. This story is inspired by Luke 15:4-7, where Jesus teaches the parable of the lost sheep, showing God's relentless love for every soul. Jesus leaving the 99 to search for the one lost sheep teaches us a powerful truth. God's love is personal, relentless, and redemptive. You are never too lost to be found. No matter how far you have wandered, how broken you feel, or how deep your mistakes run, God still seeks you. He does not give up on you, just as Jesus did not abandon the lost sheep. Even when you feel unworthy or forgotten, His love calls you back home. Love requires sacrifice. Jesus endured the dangers of the wilderness to rescue one lost sheep. This shows us that true love is not passive. It is willing to fight, to endure hardship, and to pay any price for the sake of another. Love is not just words, it is action. Every soul matters. The world often values the majority, the powerful, or the successful. But Jesus teaches that every single soul is precious, even the one that is lost. You are not just a number to God. You are deeply known and deeply loved. Rejoice when the lost are found. Jesus didn't scold the lost sheep for wandering away. Instead, he celebrated its return. This reminds us to have compassion for those who are struggling rather than judging them. When someone finds their way back, whether to faith, love, or purpose, we should rejoice with them, just as heaven does. Love like the shepherd. Jesus sets an example for us. Seek out the hurting, the lost, and the forgotten. Just as he didn't wait for the sheep to return on its own, we are called to reach out to those in need and guide them with love and kindness. At the heart of this parable is a love so deep that it never gives up, never forgets, and never stops pursuing. It is a love that calls us home, no matter how far we've gone.